Star Shopping will have their catchment. We have Mid Valley with their catchment. I think NU Central will have its own catchment there.
Right. So this is going to happen next year, in fact, right? Okay. Any specific date that we can expect that to happen?
Supposed to be around mid
of next year, okay.
Well, we are ready as long as they get a building ready.
Of course, absolutely, yeah.
Right.
That really depends on the development cost. Now, can you sort of share with us also, some of the important aspects, that one needs to bring to a company, from starting, like what you said earlier. I mean, you need to have a lot of patience and all that. But in this age, when things are moving so quickly, you've obviously seen how things move very quickly. Things can change very quickly. So what sort of aspects, from starting to, to the level of an empire like what Mydin is, now, if you wanted to do that at this point in time, what sort of things would you need to do to sort of get yourself going in that direction?
I always say this thing that you have to start small.
You have to start small, irrespective of anything, right?
You always think big, but start small. Dream big. Nothing wrong in dreaming big. Dream big. You have to dream big, but start small. So that when you make a mistake, you make a small mistake. Of course, your gains are also small, but that's where you learn. That's where you experience. Okay, study the market. Listen to your customers. Right. Listen to your staff. Most of us make this mistake. See, it's not easy to listen to your customers. You're sitting in a corporate office up there. You can't get to listen to your. You got 20,000 customers passing through your stores every day. But remember, you can always listen to your staff.
True. Right.
The staff are the one listening to the customers. Every day, a customer is telling a staff something, whether happy with something, not happy with something, she wants something, he wants something, what you don't have available. The aircon is not working.
Okay.
The customers are always telling the staff.
So do you get feedback directly, or is it?
We walk the store.
Oh, okay.
We walk the store.
Right.
You have to walk your stores. Very important. If you walk your store,
you get to witness it firsthand.
You witness it firsthand, but listen to your staff, because when you listen to them, they know what is happening. They really know. It's a matter of whether you listen, take real interest, and actually give them a feedback that you have actually taken action. Then the staff will become more responsive.
Right.
I think that is the most crucial thing, because like we employ 12,000 staff in all our stores.
That is already quite a lot of stores you've got out there.
A lot of feedback out there.
Right.
And remember, the staff are also your customers. They buy from our stores. Okay, so if there's something wrong with the store, they are the first one to know.
Right. Mydin is the one that sort of implements this, obviously feedback system. Now, do you think that other places should do the same thing, or is that something that is already in place? Mydin has obviously sort of done that. But do you see any other places where this sort of mentality should be implemented? Obviously a lot of people go into stores, they either provide feedback, and nobody really does anything about it. You get that sort of thing happening. At least it's rather prevalent at the moment. And have you sort of experienced that with perhaps, like, say, any other stores, for example?
I think many stores are changing, because I think they have realized the power of the consumer.
Right.
And now with your Facebooks and emails.
Yeah, social media, exactly.
So it is very important. And actually, internally, we have a 24-hour timeline between a consumer, our customer, sending an email or calling to reply back to your customer with the response.
Right.
And the response is supposed to be by phone.
By phone, right? Okay, so it's not by email or anything else. It's
first choice.
First choice.
If the customer has given you a phone number, and many customers do that, call them. There is the fear always that customer service people have, this customer is going to scream at me. But you will be surprised that one phone call will make a lot of difference. Because that customer says, somebody has finally listened to me.
Right.
Sometimes some things we just cannot do.
True.
But a lot of small things we can do. If you can do those small things, it makes a lot of difference to a customer.
Right.
So I think that's very important.
Okay. Now, moving along from that, are there any key influential individuals sort of involved with Mydin, since it began until the present day? Do you still have very key influential people still involved with Mydin, even from the start up until now?
Actually, influential in terms of giving us ideas, or it's always been my father.
Oh, I see.
Okay, there's no big names out there. I
That
don't
are
want to
so-
rattle any names, but I think
But there are people who are involved.
well,
somewhat.
I think there are people who you read about.
Right.
You read about and pick up the best values that they have, and try to see how you can use those values to improve your business. But the key people that drive Mydin, of course, is my father.
Mm-hmm.
My father is 84 years old. He goes to his store every day. If he's not in the store, then he'll be at the hospital because he's 84 years old.
Right.
You see? But he goes to the store every day. That passion one has to go to your shop every day, that makes a difference. That makes a difference. So that's my father. Then I have my brothers.
Right.
And my sister-in-laws, my wife, my mother. They all come together. And I got my nephews now who have joined the business.
Okay.
Right? So we all come together. We have lunch together in the office. Whoever is in the office for the party, we have lunch together. This is very important. It's very crucial. Lunch together, so on. But that family lunch, the family working together, eating together. You know, I always say the family that eats together stays together.
Right.
But there's the time that you have to discuss. You're not happy with something. You just bring it up, get issues solved.
Or if you come up with new ideas.
New
as well,
ideas,
right?
and you know what somebody else is doing, what somebody else is not doing,
Right.
for that matter. You get feedbacks from the family members, because it's always from their heart, you know. And of course, never discount the staff.
Right.
The
Absolutely, yeah.
staff are your main resource in whatever you do.
Okay. Now, assessing the market right now, okay, what would you say are sort of Mydin's strengths and weaknesses? Would you? I mean, I know it's kind of hard to be asking you to say what are your weaknesses right now, but I mean, it's more of a humble kind of way to sort of think, right?
You see, the government wants economy to grow. Everybody wants the economy to grow.
Right.
But remember, some people do well in the recession.
That's true.
We
And
do
that's
very
true,
well
yes.
during a recession. I think if you remember the last recession in the US, Walmart did better than every other store because Walmart is almost recession proof.
Right.
Because they serve basic needs. People tend to go down. When you don't have money, you find a store that gives you the cheapest price, the best value for your money. And same thing happened to Mydin.
Right.
When there's a crisis in the economy, people say, can I not get this cheaper? The same quality.
Yeah, they have the discount in mind.
Right.
Exactly,
Why do I
right.
take the extra mile? Why don't I just walk to that store instead of just going to the nearest shopping complex and just buy? Okay, so if there's a recession, normally we do well. No, I don't hope for a recession for the country.
No, I don't think anybody hopes for a
Not for the
recession.
country, not for the
Right.
country's
Not for
sake.
the country's sake,
okay?
exactly, right.
But we do well. Of course, as the economy grows, then we also grow. You know, so I think it works. It works well for us.
Okay. Well, we've come to the end of this segment on our Capital Talk. But now, for those of you that are watching us right now, we will continue on with the next segment of Capital Talk. But tune in tomorrow to find out more about Mydin. And of course, we're going to be talking again about the Tukar program that Dato' Amir Ali is very heavily involved in. So it's back to Capital Update now. We'll see you tomorrow for the next edition of Capital Talk.